Hey friend, so happy you're here. In this video, we're going to show you before and after of how we improve a technical writer resume to help them land a technical writing job. And this is great for people who have a lot of experience in technical writing or other types of writing fields like UX writing, and people who don't have much experience to put on their resume. So whether you fall in those two buckets, this video is still going to be super helpful. So we look at Andrea's video, and she was one of our students and great student, but needed to work her resume to really focus on her strengths and understand what she could offer a company that would help get her hired. Now, when we look at this, we look at her objective first and then her skill section, and we have a two-column layout for her experience in education, training, and languages. Now, what I like off the bat is I do like the header over here. You can see how she does put her LinkedIn profile URL. It does need to be hyperlinked to her actual LinkedIn profile page, though. That's pretty important to do. And we'll also want a portfolio link there as well. And then we have an objective here. The objective is pretty broad. It says certified technical writer searching to help develop quality content for clients. Clients feels like it excludes companies. So if I was company hiring, I wouldn't feel very comfortable looking at this resume because it sounds like she wants to work only with clients and not companies. It also says looking to elaborate grant proposals. Elaborate is a wrong word to use here. Just makes it sound like you're looking to improve upon grant proposals and tutorials that may be already written. You're not actually looking to write anything from scratch, which is just a big negative sign. So we went ahead and removed this in the upgraded version. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. So bear with me. And we have this skills section here. This I went ahead and removed. The reason is it says things like tutorial writing, research skills, tutorial writing. How many tutorials did you write? Did you write one? Did you write 20 tutorials? Did you write tutorials for companies, clients? What type of impact did they had? There's no context. And when there's no context, there's no reason to include it on your resume. So I just went ahead and removed this. And then we have experience. So this can be much better formatted if we turn this experience that ties to these job titles into bullet points underneath. And you'll see how we do that in just a second. And there's some technical writing that was done here. Developed a case study for an electromobility project and created a journey map for the app intended. Now, the language needs to change a bit, but overall, this means that we have leverage that we can work with, that we can make really stand out on her resume in order to get her hired. And you also see she has some unique experience here, which is she was an ESL language tutor, and she still is. So that is huge. If you can do localization for companies, you're more likely to get hired as a technical writer. There's not a lot of technical writers that speak several languages and can write in several languages very well. That's a very rare skill and something that, again, makes you stand out for a lot of companies that want to scale globally while trying to keep minimize their overhead. And then over here, we have more experience when it comes to working with different languages. She worked, it seems like, as a translator for Portuguese and Spanish for migration services, from what I can tell. And then she had this role where she worked as a data collection assistant, and she worked on spreadsheets, maps, and says, trying to read all of it, which format makes it a little bit hard, assessment evaluation matrices employed by manufacturing companies, and more. All these things seem great for technical writing and should go on her resume. Now, data collection assistant is probably a phrase that we don't want to change. Reason is data collection tends to be associated with VAs and virtual assistants. So we may want to say something like data analyst assistant. Data analyst sounds a lot better than data collection, and it seems like she's doing data analyst work here. So that would provide another tremendous value to her resume. And we have the education and training. There's a lot of things here listed that I like. There are some things I think are a bit irrelevant. So the last two here seem a bit distracting. Exchange program and marine biology. Now, that may be very valuable in terms of her experience and what she got out of it, but as a hiring manager, I have no idea what that has to do with writing great documentation and putting out great work. So I would find it a bit distracting, and that's why we should remove it. And same here where it says assisted an International Congress of Biological Sciences and took an oxytoxicology workshop. I would go ahead and remove this as well. I honestly don't know what toxicology is. I would imagine most hiring managers don't, and they wouldn't go ahead and Google it. It's just distracting, and it's best removed. And then we have this thesis in worldwide ecological restoration efforts of tropical dry forests. This is cool, a bit long for a point, so we want to go ahead and condense it as much as we can and really focus on the awesome parts here, which is a data interpretation from 112 research articles. That's very in line with technical writing work. So how do we go ahead and condense it to make it something that's tangible that the reader can walk away with pretty quickly? And the part that I was a little bit bummed about is the languages part. Native in Spanish, English, and fluent in Portuguese is at the bottom. This is the part that makes her stand out. That's like, wow, we can hire you to do localization work. You should go to the top over here, right? So the one thing that I did like about this too, before we go, is that's one page. If your resume is 2 pages, it's going to get thrown out. So it's important that it's 1 page. Makes it read a lot better. Now let's go over to the improved version. So we have the link to her portfolio up top. So her technical writing work that she did for Technical Writer HQ and other projects that she worked on. Now, we also went ahead and changed her objective. Now, if you have a good amount of experience, you do not need an objective. In fact, it's a distraction. So keep that in mind. We include it here because there's not a lot of experience we can add here. So we need to take up a bit more space, and that's why I included it at the top. And it also allows us to hyper focus on her differentiation. So certified technical writer focused on localizing documentation in Spanish and Portuguese to help companies expand markets and increase accessibility. So this helps them also understand that she knows their business goals, because companies that localize content are doing so to expand their market and increase accessibility. So the fact that she knows that shows that she doesn't just understand technical writing, but also understands why it's important for the company. And one of the things that I really want to highlight is that she has teaching level proficiency in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. Because if we don't highlight this, then it's like, oh, you may be able to speak some Portuguese, you may be able to speak some Spanish, but having teaching level proficiency says you can do technical writing in it. And that's why we highlight that here. And then because there's not a lot of technical writing projects that we can link to down here until those all get sorted out, we put this up at the top, certification and projects. So we have a technical writing certification, and we can link to some examples from her capstone here. And we went ahead and condensed this quite a bit here, which says bachelor's thesis consisting of database creation and data interpretation from 112 research articles, worldwide ecological restoration efforts of tropical dry forests. I put the title at the end because the title has the least amount of value. They want to know, hey, that you created this great piece of documentation that took a lot of work. And that's what this part says. And this is just, hey, this is what it was named. So not necessarily super important compared to the work that went into it. And then we have our experience listed here. As you can see, we put it into bullet points to help it make it look a bit cleaner. Developed a case study for an electromobility project, and we're very specific about what needs to get improved. What was the goal here? We need more details about the impact that these projects made. What are the KPIs that you helped move? And do you have a link to an example of the case study that you can use here? It says created a journey map for an environmental technology app. Again, what was the impact here? What that journey map look like? And being able to link to it is super important. So then we have all of our teaching experience, which I went ahead and made more tangible by adding actual numbers here. So taught over 1,000 hours of language tutoring in Spanish and Portuguese. This can probably be rewritten a bit better, but for now, this is the improved version. And making it tangible by saying 1,000 hours, that's a lot of time. And customize hundreds of pages of learning material. So that's a technical writer often does that, and helpful to stand out when you also put a number to it according to each student's language goals. And a lot of teachers who may be watching this video have done that, have customized curriculums. All those things are valuable to put here. Those all align with technical writing. And it said manage calendars, clients, and other teachers. So this shows that she is a bit of a leader and that she could work well in a collaborative environment. And then we have OIM, international migration. So surveyed migrants and translated conversations to identify their necessities and provide them with a better experience and quality of life. This is something that doesn't provide a whole lot of value. We'd want more details here about impact, maybe some documentation, but it's a part of a resume that if we leave out would leave a significant area, a blank area. So we're going to keep this here for now. because it also shows, again, that she is a localization expert. And that's really the point that we're trying to highlight with her resume. So when you're going through this example with me, ask yourself, what is the piece that differentiates you? What is that piece of knowledge? For her, it was knowing multiple languages. For you, it may be your interest in some type of engineering field. It could be your interest in neuroscience, whatever that may be. So focus there as much as you can, and it's really going to shine through. And then we have data collection assistant here. So we still got to change the title. But as you can see, much better, we start linking to examples here. And this way they can see previous work that she's done and then go, wow, this person can write. This person can simplify complex information, not just in English, but in Portuguese and Spanish. And now Andrea looks like a very marketable hire. She is someone who can apply to companies to work in technical writing, particularly in an area that focuses on localization, with a good chance of getting hired. And this is just after a month of going through our technical writing certification course, getting feedback on her resume, getting the relevant samples to put in her portfolio to make her a stronger candidate and really take her career to the next level. And this is a big deal because if she gets hired as a technical writer, going from a teacher to a technical writing position, you can make more than twice as much, sometimes 3 times as much. So just these type of formatting skills have, so applying these formatting skills have made a huge difference to her ability to stand out, and can't wait to see where she goes with her career because we just worked on this, and I'll try to keep you guys updated. But I hope you guys learned a lot from this video and how you guys can improve your resume, really focus on what makes you different as a candidate and highlight that, and then eventually go after the jobs that are hiring for that. So wish you the best of luck on your technical writing career journey, and cheers, guys.